So boom, YouTube. What's good, your bike? I'm back with another Warframe video, and today I decided to break Wukong. Now, if you're a beginner, get off this video, man. I'm going for straight annihilation. You get what I'm saying? So we're going with everything shards, helmet abilities. We're going stupid, and I got two builds for you guys today. Two builds. Two very good builds for y'all. So let's get ready for that video. Now, going into the main build of Wukong before we get into his Iron Staff, this is what you want to have. You guys can see, look how much strength I have. Now, if you're feeling, you can probably get a little bit more duration, maybe, you know, put some regular continuity on here, and just to get a little bit more duration, if you want to. You get what I'm saying? But me, we're going with more strength and a really good amount of duration, right? Umbra Intensify is really good because it gives us more than regular Intensify, so we get 44% of ability strength. Blind Range maxed out give us 99% ability strength, and we lose 55% of ability efficiency. Now, as you guys can see, adaptation is very, very important. I will say this right now. Wukong is very squishy, meaning that he can die really quick even with his abilities, you know. Luckily with Cloud Walker and Defy, and he also has like a unique trait that gives him 3 lives, like, you know how the actual Wukong is basically immortal. He has like 30,000 lives, but obviously Warframe is not going to give you that, but instead you get 3 extra lives, so you can't die 3 times, which is really good for beginners. So if you die, you won't die until you die 3 times, right? So which is really good. Okay, Arcane Energize, because again, Iron Staff takes up a lot of energy, as you guys can see. It takes us about 4.7 energy per second. So Arcane Energize is good. Now, if you want to go, if you good with conserving your energy, I say you can go with Arcane Battery, because we're going to be using Arcane Battery because we're going to be using purple shards, which any of our energies over 500, it gets double that critical damage, so which is really good for melees, right? Arcane Fury is mandatory. On critical hit, you get super chance to go in for 180% melee damage. That's really good. Again, this is the build. Screenshot this. Also, most importantly, like I said, I got 2 builds for you. This build, we're going to be using Watchful Advance. This is Clevel's ability, which is really good with melee. You guys can see we get up to 323% of melee critical chance, and this duration is up to 16.5 seconds. Again, if you want to take out Power Drift and put in more duration, you can probably get that up to maybe like, what, 20? Which is pretty good. Now, for the second build, we're going to be using Nourish, and that's why I'm going to be using Arcane Battery, right? Arcane Battery is going to take us all the way up to like 1,000 energy, so we're going to constantly always have that 2 times on critical damage with our purple shards, right? Or violet shards. Nourish is able to give us that 2.5 8 times energy multiply, which also giving us 118 viral damage increase, which is really good. You get what I'm saying? And we're going to be using instead of using regular, you know what I'm saying, because we're not going to be using Watchful Advance, so you're going to be using Precision Intensify, which gives us 90% to ability strength for your 4th ability, which is our Iron Staff, right? Now, Nourish is the more efficient way. If you want to use this build, is more efficient, right? You're going to be having more energy. You're constantly going to always have energy because energy drops and you just gets multiplied. And then, you know, you're going to constantly having your violet shards get that, you know, proc more often than not when you're not using Arcane Battery, right? So yeah, this is the second build. This is the first build. Josh, screenshot it. Pay attention. Again, adaptation is your best survivability. Make sure it's on your build or you will die a lot quicker for sure. But yeah, these are the 2 builds. Now, going into our Iron Staff right here, this is my viral Iron Staff build with melee afflictions. Now, again, you guys are tired of melee influence. I'm telling you, we're gonna break it, so we're gonna be using melee afflictions. If you want to do more numbers, like see those 100 mils, 50 plus mils, stuff like that, this is the way you want to go. So viral is really good. Now, I do also have another one with blast, which is also really good. You guys can test it out if you want to, but this is my viral one. And Opportunities Reach is really good because it gives us that I can't even speak. It gives us a 4-second window for us to get the Tennokai proc, and that's good too because Watchful Advance is, you got a target on the enemy, so when you get a longer time to use it, it's going to be really good, right? And it also gives us melee range for 3 meters for Tennokai attacks. which is really good. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the build right here. I go ahead and screenshot. I ain't gonna talk too much. Look, we're gonna get into some crazy gameplay, but we're not done yet. You feel me? Now, for my other melee we're gonna be using is the ceramic dagger. Now, this is really good because I feel like when you're using your Zoltan abilities like Iron Staff and like, you know, stuff like that, you want to have a arcane, I can't even speak, an incarnon weapon, melee weapon, right? Because this gives you that buff for critical chance or status, more range. This also applies to you. Also, which is also important, the whatever arcane is on this weapon also applies to your iron staff, because it's also a melee weapon, which is very overpowered too. That's why I've realized, so melee exposure will pop out, so I will be using melee exposure combined with melee afflictions to do that insane damage, right? So yeah, this is what we're going to do. Again, I'm going to be showing you guys two builds. Again, if you want to, you can use primary dexterity, secondary dexterity, stuff like that. And then going into our Panzer, right? We're going to be, this is our Panzer build. Panzer is very, very, very good for melee, in my opinion. Again, I'm not fully modeled with my Panzer, but if you are, I'm telling you, know the Panzer is top 2, in my opinion, honestly. But yeah, so this is the build we're going to be using, man. You guys see we do got the purple shards. We got 3 purple shards, and we also got 2 blue shards for more energy. So stuff like that. Right now we get that 37% critical melee damage. We also had 25, and then we get 50 on energy because we want to be, we want to have these you guys can see energy over 500, the damage boost doubles, right? So we need that. So that's why I put a little energy shards in there, the blue ones. So yeah, now let's get into this wonderful gameplay, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be real wonderful. Let's get it. machine, man. I was able to show you guys 2 different Wukong Prime builds that are very, very good, that will literally break the game. And obviously you can make better, but this is what I've been using with Nourish and with Watchful Advance. Use either or if you want to be more efficient, or you want to do more raw out critical big numbers damage, you know what I'm saying? So either or is really good. This should work. You want, if I like these type of videos, please leave a like and subscribe. Put in the comments what Warframe or weapon video you guys want me to do, and I'll do it for y'all. But yeah, I'm out.